settings, start streaming.
Oh shit, I didn't level something up. So I've got a whole bunch of
Uh-oh.
filled up spaces. Okay,
Ooh.
my playbook line is all the way full and my resolve line is all the way full.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
with my resolve line, I can go ahead and get one in consort, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And now I clear that out. And for my playbook line, I get a new
Move.
Yep.
From you can get one. You can have a total of 2 from other playbooks, but and or you can have one from your other playbook. So from your playbook, if you need the links to the itch, I was looking at it. Are you okay, Katie?
I was muted. I'm gonna run real quick to my room and grab my hand
Oh
braces.
yeah,
It
we have
takes
a
two
couple.
seconds.
Yeah, we have a couple minutes. I'm gonna probably
Okay.
go to the bathroom here in a hot second after I do the. We're live. God, this fuck today. I love it. I say that I'm wearing a light wash blue jean. They're so comfortable, and the black versions of these jeans just went on sale, so I might have to
I'm
order me
getting an
some.
echo when you're talking now.
On
I
me?
don't. Yeah.
Do you have your captions muted?
So hi everyone, we are here. We're queer. We're playing some Animorphs. Welcome back. Uh, for the obvious things that are happening, one, Riley's not here. Anna had some internet issues with travel and could not make it today. But also, Katie's back! Yay! For the second half of the season. So we've got some fun things planned. Going forward, we're going to go ahead and do our intros. I'm going to watch my cat to make sure he doesn't fall off his ladder when he goes down. But for our intros and our question today, learning that social media began literally on April 15th, 1999. If you had a live journal or dead journal or Zanga, what do you remember what your username was, or what would your character's username be? And as we answer that, I'm going to help my cat down because he took 2 steps and decided that he couldn't.
Oh, baby.
So, go ahead, Ollie.
So I didn't have one of those. I was just a tiny bit too young for those earliest versions. But my first AOL or AIM name was Gregarious Gearhead, which is hilarious because I don't like cars.
You can be a gearhead with other things than cars. I feel like you can.
Like tractors.
That's true. Yeah, definitely tractors. But yeah, that was the first username that I had, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It was a Homestuck thing.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
I'm so glad my kid can't hear you. He'd ruined the whole show. He would have just come skidding around, yanked the headset off my head, put it on, and said, "Let's talk Homestuck."
Oh no. Oh no.
I still have the Night of Time keychain.
I did not fall into the Homestuck.
I still don't know what Homestuck is, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
It's
It
a
is
webcomic.
Oh, I know it's a webcomic. I get that. I don't
Okay.
know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. I know what it is.
I would just like everyone to know that Homestuck got treated the same way I treated Naruto. I kept dropping my hands. I dropped my hands 3 times, and I said, "You know what? This is for someone else." And I closed it, and I never read another thing.
Yep.
Fair.
It's
All I know
best
about-
read by. Sorry, it's
Okay.
best read if you skip 10 chapters at a time or more.
All I know
Oh, so
really
like
about
Naruto.
Homestuck is the thing about the people dyeing their skin with Sharpie. That's like all I know about it. And that's all I want to know, honestly.
Yeah.
Cosplay. Sorry. Anyway, Katie, you're up next.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie. I use they, she pronouns. I also didn't have like a live journal or anything just because I wasn't into it, but my first username on anything, Yahoo, AOL, like, AIM chat rooms that I should not have been in because I was way too young, was Grape the Ape because I had purple hair. That was my thing. I loved my purple hair and it was Grape the Ape. I think Penelope's username in anything would be Penny for Your Thoughts.
Cute. Very cute. And it's early enough to where you probably didn't have to use underscores or...
Probably.
But you might have had to use a 0 instead of an O.
Probably. Or
That's
like
prob-
a
yeah.
3 instead of an E or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
LeetSpeak was at its height around 2000 BE.
Honestly, I mean, you
Yeah.
had people doing like XXX, big X, little X just for fun. So,
Mhm.
I
That's
don't think
just part
Penny
of the
would be
names.
in... I don't think Penny would be into that, but it was normal. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely for the emos.
Hi everyone, I'm Nilsine. I'm he, they pronouns. I'm playing Tony, our Battleborn. I used on both Dead Journal and Live Journal the _Baron. Live Journal,
Nice.
I never used a shit ton. My Dead Journal exists still, but I actually had looked at them not too long ago. And it's a very weird thing to see yourself writing back when you were in high school and shit. and we're a moody little fuck. Tony? I really need to look up football player names for the right now. Because I never followed back then fully.
I mean, there's probably like a Manning in there because
Yeah, Manning. I
Yeah.
think Aikman should have been right around now too.
Yeah. You know, you might have had like Tony might have had something to do with LSU or the New Orleans Saints, just
Yeah.
because if you lived in a state in the 90s and you did not support your home state college football, you were ostracized.
Oh, yeah.
Roll
I mean,
Tide.
Ah! Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So it would be something football related. And or probably Ryu. The Street Fighter one, not the various other video game Ryus.
Nice. Thank you, Bolt, for the subscription. And last but not least, Arnica.
Hi everyone, I'm Arnica. How long have I been Arnica? I've been Arnica so long that I got my first live journal within the year of it launching. I did get the code. And you can find it, Arnica Ross, Ashes Like Snow, still there. Just gotta warn you, it's full of nothing but fan fiction. And unless you're set to read 250,000 of words about Torchwood Fix, you should probably just leave it alone. Because obviously Effie doesn't have a live journal. She does not want one. Also, who would give her the code? Where would the code come from? Javier, may I have your live journal code?
No.
Everyone got like 5 of them, so there is definitely enough. But the thing is where are you gonna get that dial up? There is no Wi-Fi. There are the T3 connections, but they do not go to the forest. They're mostly in libraries and rich people rooms, like the computer room specifically, kind of thing. Hi everyone, I am Valdrianth. I have been Valdrianth for a long time. But it is not my live journal name. The first time I used Valdrianth on the internet, I was 14 years old, and it's my DeviantArt name. And it is still my DeviantArt name. And I've stuck with it. I was really obsessed with Dragon Rise of Pern as a kid, in high school. On top of all of that, my live journal name, which still exists, which is locked to friends only, and who I am mutuals with Matt Mercer on, is... I'm not kidding you, is Neko Vixen, because I don't know, I was fucking cringe, my dude. And listen, the amount of Christian emo that is in my live journal still to this day to remind me how far I've come is too damn high. So, like, listen, I was insufferable as a teenager. But
so,
I'm...
a lot of skillet, I'm guessing?
Oh my god, lots of skillet. There was a good bit of skillet and a good bit of POD, and Barlow Girl. Yep, lots of skillet. And Flyleaf, lots of Flyleaf, as well. So, and I will still actually listen to Lacey these days. I don't listen to skillet anymore because they're fucking awful. Like, they're an awful people, kind of thing. But, that being said, yeah, that's me. You can go see my live journal. It is locked. It's locked. So if you request to be friends of my live journal, I will not accept you. Because I will get canceled for the shit that is on my live journal. I'm just saying. As a reminder, I was 14 to the age of 25. So kept my live journal for a long time. It's where I met my husband. So with that, as a reminder, speaking of cringe and being canceled, a couple things to remind everyone that this is a mature rated game based off of a children's book, but a children's book about war. So please watch out for the content warnings that are both in the chat that I have posted. These are things that are happening. It's also the 90s in Louisiana, so it's not a great place to be for queer kids. It's not a great place to be for kids of color. It's just not a great place to be in general. 1, it's hot. 2, like, you know, Two, there's brain sucking aliens. Brain, not sucking, because they just live inside of you. There's brain enslaving aliens. But there is lots of content warnings, and please take care of yourselves. We have our safety cards here that we are using to take care of ourselves with safety checks and whatnot. So I want you to take care of yourselves. On top of that, we are a viewer-affected game. You can still affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies gives a +1 dice. Rerolls. 100 biddies give rerolls here. Subscriptions give a +1 dice to any roll. $5 donations through Coffee or Streamlabs, I do prefer Coffee, will give an auto crit, and a $10 donation or sliding scale starting at $10 and going up. You can give me an idea. We only have 4 episodes left, including today. So if you want something to happen, now is the time to give me the idea. It's a sliding scale, $10 minimum and higher. If you want us to stop streaming, that's like $10,000. I will distribute the money, and we'll still play. You just won't see us. So like, kind of ordeal. I'm always accepting that. Please stop donation. $10 a season, though. That's it. Next season we'll be here. And with that, that is all that we have going on. So I think that's all I have. And let's get started. What happened last time, gang?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, we didn't threaten a baby.
We
didn't
did
do
not.
that.
No.
We
You
did
did
have the
threaten a
option, and we
mother.
chose the high road. I want everyone to remember that. But yeah, then we, threatened a woman with the potential for child, and then had a conversation with 6 different versions of that woman. Then with a slug that was in her head, and yelled at each other for a little while, threw some oatmeal in her face, normal things. I took over her identity, so identity theft was, part of on the docket for us that day. We ruined our own relationships, of course. And we decided that the ethical thing to do was just to let them starve to death somehow. It was the ethical thing to do.
You also discovered that the host has DID. At the time was called multiple personality disorder. It is not called that anymore. Now that we know more about the condition, and that an alter volunteered their body from an alter of the system volunteered their body so that they can front the system along with the Yerk. So there's an alter aligned with the Yerk, whereas the host, as I believe it's called, is she's trapped and she's not being allowed to speak. And the real name of this woman, of the head of the system, is Celeste. But the alter that y'all most have been dealing with is Amelia. But yeah, and it is the last day of starving. Y'all had to go through. Arnica has been pretending to be this woman with the help of Dog Mitri to take care of a human baby. Because, man, human larvae are strange. How do you... Why... There should only be a cloaca. What's going on? It's terrible. So, don't know. Luckily, you have somebody who has taken care of multiple tiny cousins that knows what he's doing. He also is a dog, but did have a run-in because y'all did wreck Celeste's car to...
It seemed
The
like
cops
a very
showed
good
up.
idea at the time.
Yeah, the cops showed up, and it was... The cops are invested, so they're like, "Hey, what's going on? Oh, car was stolen." That kind of stuff. Y'all were able to sort of deter them for a bit. However, as we start today, April 20th, a Tuesday morning, we sort of start first before school in Ollie's home as you are getting ready for the day. So it's about 7 o'clock. The phone rings, and your mom picks up. And you don't really hear the conversation. It's, just a lot of acknowledgments. But your mom, and this is your engineer mom, she comes into the room and, just kind of gives like a knock before she enters, sort of thing, as a warning. And is like, hey, that was Riley's mom. She's not feeling well. Seems like she might have the flu, so you don't need to go and give her a ride today, because sometimes y'all carpool. Excuse me, who the fuck is calling me?
That's alright. If it had been my sister walking by, it would have been all night screaming a phone.
One second, I actually need to take this. Hello? Yes. Hi, can we make this fast? I'm actually doing a live show right now. It's okay. Okay. Depending on the day, because, oh, okay. Insert, yeah, as long as we have a vehicle, we'll be able to make it there. Yeah. Okay. Bye. It's enough.
That goes something like, boom goes my ringtone, boom boom goes the phone.
Sorry. That was my vet. I need to, for that little asshole back there, just like, hi, we need to like set up the cardiologist appointment for your cat. And I was like, I'm actually doing a live show right now. Oh, it's in Surrey. Is that okay? Yes. Please call back tomorrow.
That's fine. We just started talking about ringtones. I've been having everyone tell us what their best ringtone was. We're just now getting to me. My best ringtone was my sister. When she would call me, it would play Dance Dragons from Avatar, to the point
Nice.
where my dog could recognize that was Kristen's ringtone.
Yep.
And would start dancing all around the house. And I'd just be trying to watch Avatar sometimes.
I legitimately miss setting different ringtones for different people.
Yes.
I
That-
love ringback.
that
Ringback
was
so
peak.
much.
Peak time. Anyway,
All my ringbacks for Call of Duty Cambria. Okay, let's play the game.
let's play the
talk
game.
about
Sorry, we're reminiscing. Because we're goddamn fucking millennials. Anyway, so sometimes y'all do carpool. Because even in the 90s, the gas was a little weird. Not terrible, but you do have a Firebird. But today, no, there's no carpooling. Riley's not gonna be home. She has the flu.
I
At least
think-
that's what you're being told.
Yeah, I think Javier just kind of deep sighs and like just kind of sloughs back into bed. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. She
Mhm.
just doesn't. I don't think she wants to see me right now.
Do you say
he just
that out
pouts.
loud?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Which
God.
mom is this? Which mom
Oh,
is it?
no.
this is engineer mom.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he'd be fine with it. I think he's more comfortable with garden mom,
Mhm.
but I think he's like in just a dumb emotional state where he's like, I need to tell someone that I'm sad.
Like there's like a pause and she tilts her head and looks at you and is like, "What did you do?"
Hey, mom, can I talk to mom? Because I just was trying to do. I was trying to make sure that they didn't have to like do things they didn't want. So I was trying to do the things that they didn't want, and because I think I was okay at those things that they didn't want. And since they didn't want to do it, I figured I should do it, right?
She probably didn't want it to happen, period.
But And he just kind of pulls the covers over. He's like, "Fine, whatever. I'll won't pick her up." He
She
just
like,
kind of whines.
like as you're like covered in, like she sort of just like gives you like a little tap and is just like cereal for breakfast, like, or Pop Tarts, because it's the '90s. We ate a shit ton of Pop Tarts for
Hell
breakfast.
yeah.
But and
Which Pop Tart?
unfortunately, it's only on roasted strawberry today. You don't need the extra
take this-
sugar.
I'll take the cereal though.
The cereal is Honey Bunches of Oats. So
Heck yeah.
I love Honey Bunches of Oats. They are texturally a great cereal. Like, we sort of like the camera sort of pans out of like the room to your window, and we end up on the other side of town, Penelope, as you are in your own home getting ready for class. And today is the day. Today is the day for you to remember. Today is the day for you to confront. Today is the day. How are you feeling? What are you doing?
I think she feels a little like simultaneously nervous, but also like brave and vindictive all at once, which is very out of character for Penelope, because she isn't a very vindictive person. She's very much a, happy-go-lucky type of person, but this has been like weighing on her for a very long time. And she's like sitting at her vanity, getting ready, making sure her hair is perfectly done. She's got it pulled back, making sure her makeup is done. Making sure everything looks not out of place, which is how she looks every day. She's very, she's always been very concerned with how she looks. And as she gets up, she grabs her bag and she makes sure to grab her, very specifically, the yellow Jam Cam digital camera from '99. She has a digital camera that she has been carrying around for a while. And she holds it out and takes, it's probably like a very off-centered, blurry selfie of herself before selfies were like really a thing. And with a big smile on her face, and like tells herself, well, today's the day. And yeah, she's going to head to school.
Do you have your own vehicle, or do you get dropped off?
Yeah, she does. Her family, we talked about, like, her family's like upper middle class.
Yep.
Like, she's definitely got her own vehicle.
It's definitely, I think we even thought maybe, because, kind of like the teenage car to have around this time was a Mitsubishi Eclipse. Like, so you probably have that's probably like,
I think though, to keep her like humble, her dad makes her pay for her gas and her insurance, which is a very regular thing to do.
Yep.
And so she, and it's like, maybe it's not brand new. It's like maybe a couple years old.
Oh yeah.
But it's still like new enough that it's still in great shape and stuff like that. And it's her baby.
Yep.
And so she like has been working at the local zoo, like to like as like a, just like helping around and stuff like that to get money.
There's after school programs that you have signed up for at the zoo.
It's like definitely like low part-time, just enough to pay for the things her dad's making her like work ethic
on the weekends, because like at this point as a senior and as a cheerleader, the only like after school activities you have is planning for prom. You have been on the committee. Specifically, you have been trying to get like people to vote for the theme of the prom that's coming up next month before graduation. And of course, you do have graduation coming up as well, and you've put in college applications despite your life, and because you always have to be who you are. So that being said, our teenagers make it to school that morning, And the day is normal all the way up until lunch. Lunch is uneventful. You do notice, Penelope, that despite normally having Riley around, Riley is not at school today. She's not hanging around with Ollie. You don't even see her car. Which, you know, is like the third vehicle she's been on, like, in the past year, sort of thing. So it could just be, you know, there's another car, Riley car, that's gone. Which, you know, as you remember, one of them is kind of your fault, but it's okay. Sort of thing. And then as the afternoon goes by, we're gonna pan to the forest, where there is an Tana TV just sort of set up, because Tony and the prisoner and our Andalite would sort of be the first ones who have, you know, The Young and the Restless on around this hour. So it came on twice, right?
Tony's really into Nikki and Victor right now.
It comes on twice, right? Because it has the one before lunch in the morning, and it plays again at, like, in the afternoon, The Young and the Restless. Yeah. While Days of Our Lives was just at the lunch hour, so that, you know, people on their break could watch it. But Young and the Restless came on twice. Once in the morning and once in the afternoon, for the stay-at-home and part-time mommies. But the channel sort of fizzes out. Like, there's kind of like this beeping sound with the rainbow colored visuals on it before the news anchor comes on, and he tells you about there's breaking news out of Columbine High School of Colorado, and that two students armed with assault-style, army-style weapons have captured and gunned down their classmates. The death total is unsure currently, and the suspects are still at large. They have not inside the school. Effie doesn't quite understand what's happening. And Tony, there's never been something like this in your youth. This is sort of the first time. You've heard of possible smaller incidents, but this is your first true experience with something so horrific. Something just done by people. What's going on?
With everything going on, I think Effie... Oh, shit. No, I don't think he'd think about that. Effie, watch her. And Tony's gonna turn into... I don't know if the owl's faster.
Owl's pretty fast.
Owl's
Yeah.
pretty fast, yeah.
No, I know. So owl, and just fly towards the school to make sure it's not some sort of, like, crazy-ass something.
Yeah. Yeah. Effie, as you're just, like, there, left confused, your captive, who is... Wait, sorry, were you trying to do something else?
Oh, no, I just...
Oh.
Had been trying not to, She's seen me longer than 2 hours as a human.
Oh,
As a
yeah.
Yerk.
I mean, as far as you're concerned, the Yerk's about to die.
Oh, yeah, I'm not concerned about that.
The person, Amelia / the Yerk, is, you know, sitting in a kitchen chair, tied up, and she just starts to laugh. It's a little delirious because, you know, she's starving. But she just starts to laugh.
I whip around. I had been wearing her morph because
Mm-hmm.
the baby is technically the baby's here.
Yep.
Dog Mitri had to go run an errand, and the baby.
The baby's with you, yeah.
Riley the baby is always with me, but also I wondered if maybe Riley had a point, and maybe I should let the baby. The baby doesn't know a difference, but there are many people. Riley says there are many people that this main body has acquired many others, like Morphs, and these others have not done anything. So we're just waiting for the Yerk to die, but the others may want to see the baby. I've thought this all out very hard, but I very carefully picked the baby up. I don't know. This is stupid. There's no one there to tell me this is a terrible idea. I just kind of like hang the baby carrier on a hook out of the way. So that I don't accidentally knock over the table it's on because I swap back to myself.
Yep.
And I'm just looming over her, tail flicking like an angry cat as I go, "You have infiltrated their schools?
She goes,
You would use children?
that's not us."
Yes, it is. It is a movement to unsettle the adults and the government to be ready to attack.
That is not us. Andalite. But that is what you're trying to save.
I'm not. You do not see. When has your kind ever saved anyone? Why would I believe such an outrageous lie?
Why would we gun down completely healthy, viable host?
To frighten the others, I'm sure you left a mess on Hork-Bajir homeworld.
All of the Hark-Bajir belong to us now. It wasn't us. We don't have presence in a podunk town in the mountains of Colorado. No, this was the result of human ire. This is human.
Now, I will admit that humans are not as advanced, or maybe even as moral, as as many species we have encountered and that you have destroyed. But surely, you cannot. You are telling a hideous, hideous lie. What kind of creature can evolve to such a point where their children wipe each other out and they just stand aside? I do not believe you.
My
I do not believe you.
host is thrown away and thought of as a monster by her own people.
Your host is holding the rest of her morphs hostage so that the two of you can do terrible things.
By doing terrible things to others, it prevents them from doing terrible things to her. You have a lot to learn about this planet. The camera... Okay, go ahead if you want to say one more thing.
Just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
and she looks. She just looks at you, and she looks at the. She looks at Amelia. She looks. She doesn't know if she's even talking to Amelia or the Yerk anymore, and she turns back, and they've got that footage of the cops in the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
and all the kids streaming out. And she just looks at it, and she looks at the Yerk, and she looks at it, and she looks at the Yerk, and I'm really sorry. I hope that larva's asleep because she just leaves the room. She just goes and stands outside where she doesn't have to see the TV, but where the Yerk can't get by her.
The scene switches over to the afternoon about probably around 30-ish minutes before y'all are even, around 30-ish minutes before y'all are about to even get out of school. And Ollie and Penelope, it's the last hour, and y'all probably do notice that they're, an adult comes into your classrooms, whatever classroom y'all might even be in the same classroom. I would assume you'll have similar class schedules, AP classes even, because y'all are both very smart. Comes in and whispers something into your teacher's ear, and your teacher nods, and the adult leaves, closing the door. And she turns and looks at you and is like, there's been an incident. Do not be alarmed when you see the police outside, and please comply to their wishes.
Immediately, I think Penelope was like turned around in her desk, like talking to whoever was behind her,
Mm-hmm.
because like she's been like you said, like getting people to try to vote for the prom thing. It's like probably between like Under the Sea and Night in Paris or something like that, like the very very stereotypical things. And she's like going through the pros and cons of each one, and she turns around and immediately hand goes up. What do you mean an incident?
The teacher hesitates. There was a shooting at another school.
A shooting?
Yes. When you get home, I'm sure it'll be all over the news.
Where?
Colorado. But they're just taking precautions.
Are the police looking for anything? For anyone?
No, I don't think there's anything. It's just to keep hysteria down.
I don't think a militant presence will do that.
The teacher almost like stops and pauses you and is like, people are dead. Kids are dead.
Yes.
Right now. I think maybe you should show a little bit of compassion, Javier.
Okay.
It could have been any of you.
Yeah. I'm sure it could have. I'm distressed. I'm going to leave now.
You're not. We're going to dismiss you by class number. And because y'all are seniors, y'all are actually last. Towards the end of the school bell rings to end the day, but on the intercom, like you hear like the class numbers that are getting like by homeroom that are getting released, and there's like almost like a 10 to 15 minute interval between each one. And when it does get to your class, and you're one of the first ones of the senior class to get released, like, there is a police presence both inside of the hallways and in the schools. And there are police officers not demanding that lockers are being opening up and you are being allowed to your lockers, but every time a locker is open, there's a cop looking inside of it. And then out in the same way outside, there's a cop talking to a young man in the parking lot, and y'all recognize him. He is a junior. And he's not like being reprimanded or anything like that, but the cop does have a rifle case in his hand. And it's not unusual for teenagers to have rifle cases in their cars at school, because you live in a hunting community. Like, people, and right now during spring is turkey season. And that is sort of like what you sort of over here. It's like I was going turkey hunting at the end of the day sort of thing. And, you know, and the thing is, in this state, he doesn't have like a license for this gun because he doesn't need one. In the state of Louisiana, you do not need a concealed carry for your vehicle because it is an extension to your house. I don't know if you guys knew that, and that is still true today. Your car is an extension to your house, and thus you do not need a concealed carry license to have your gun in your vehicle. And a lot of that is because of hunting laws, because of hunters. But that is stuff. And there is an opportunity right now, Penelope, if you want to make an approach. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think as I'm like watching sort of all this chaos, is it chaotic or is it just like a weird vibe?
It's a weird vibe. It's that same weird vibe you have when you watch the towers fall. It's that same weird vibe you had when you realized the entire world was getting shut down for COVID. It's the same. Okay. It's like there is a culture shift and you know change is happening.
Okay, yeah. So everyone's sort of like quiet and tense in the hallway. Yeah. Where is Javi at? Is Javi at his locker?
No, he doesn't really have a whole lot of stuff in his locker. He's trying his best to get by the windows to see his car, trying to make sure no one's inspecting it.
So, yeah, I think sort of quietly you hear like a click of a camera like a couple of feet behind you.
You see a like panicked turn, not like angry, but just like, what the fuck was that? What's happening?
It's just me. Huh.
Oh, hey, how are you, Penelope?
She like sidles up next to you and sort of like follows where your gaze was. As well as I can be. This is pardon my French, this is fucked up.
Yeah, it's always shocking when tragedy strikes.
How are you
Wouldn't
doing?
be called tragedy otherwise. I'm well, you know me. I'm fine. This is unfortunate, but and you see him like eyeing his car, just like seeing how, trying to pay attention to like how and why the police are inspecting whose car and how thoroughly, as he's like making up bullshit. Like he's talking to you, but he's barely paying attention. And he's just like, yeah, no, it's difficult. Bad things are happening, and it's, you know, I think I'll be fine. I just hope everyone.
You got one of those hunting rifles in your car too, Bobby?
Yeah, something like that. Uh, something like that. I'm
Realistic.
haven't had the best run-ins with the police over the last couple years, and with all this, I'd rather not. You know, I'd rather not.
Well, I think I'm going to try to get some pictures, just yearbook reasons. But I did want to let you know something. It's probably the
Okay.
wrong sort of day, but she takes a little step closer. I remember Holly. And then she turns and walks away.
Uh, you, it like takes like 2 seconds. You're like walking away, uh, before he says literally anything, and all you hear is him say, "No." Like chases after you. It's like, uh, so no, excuse me,
Do you
Penelope.
have Do you have something to say for yourself?
Uh, no, I don't. Uh, how much do you remember?
I think that's a long conversation that we don't have time for right now. But I'll sum it up with everything.
Okay, great.
So you have
Um,
nothing to say about the fact that you sold me out.
uh,
We were friends, Harvey. We were supposed to be friends.
yes. I am actually very sorry about that. I've been sorry about it for a long time. I'm really glad that you have your memories back. Um, I don't really have things to say about it. I haven't had the time to really think about it. If you give me some time, I can write down exactly what I'm thinking and feeling, and then that'll be a better.
So you want me to give you time when you've had all this time? This makes no sense.
Well, was I thought about it, I felt bad about it, but then I had other things to feel bad about, so I focused on those first. Sorry.
Don't you think if you have a long list of things to feel bad about that, maybe you should go down the list and or stop acquiring things to feel bad about?
That would be ideal, but I have been failing at that. I'm sorry.
We were friends, Harvey, is all I'll say.
Okay, that is fair, and um, you see he's like thinking to himself, like you see him like actively thinking, and like you see his brain, like his eyes,
The
like he's
cogs turning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like how when you sleep you have rapid eye movement. You see that, but just like, oh, I need to express my actual thoughts and feelings, not just plan. But he's arguing with himself about like, but things are happening right now. I can't feeling right now. I am very sorry, Penelope. I really am, and I would really would like to talk to you more about all of this and give you the chance to be mad at me correctly. Uh,
Oh, correctly. You want me to be mad correctly, Harvey. So what I'm feeling right now is anger that's not correct in your book.
it's probably not enough. You probably should be madder.
Oh, trust me, it's enough.
Okay, that's fair. I just mean I just want I Riley was saying a thing to give people space to feel things. I want to give you space to feel that directly. Um,
Riley was
but
always the smarter one.
yes, that's undoubtedly true. I'm just trying to say I would like to in depth share our feelings, but right now could really use your help uh, doing other things first. And that sounds really shitty. I'm sorry.
It doesn't just sound shitty. It is shitty.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my feelings, Javier. On the pole of people that I would not care if they disappeared forever, you're at the very top.
Mm.
Um, What do you need help with, though?
So, uh, I have an arsenal of weapons in the back of my car, in preparation for any sort of alien dangers. We have kidnapped someone,
Oh
and
my God,
I
Javier.
I fear that any connections between my vehicle, weaponry, and any other potential incidents. Also, half of the police force are yerked, and would like to not be surrounded by them right now. I would also prefer if you were not either.
All right. Meet me in the yearbook room in like 5 minutes. We'll figure something out, okay?
Okay.
And with that note, we're gonna take a break a little bit early today because I have to go to the bathroom. And it's a good place to end. So we're taking our break early. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes for, when I finish. Um, so we will be right back. So hydrate, go to the bathroom, do all that great stuff. See y'all in a few minutes. So we're back. Hello, everyone. We are back from an early break. And we are essentially cutting off to the outside where, Tony, you are arriving in the school parking lot as an owl. And it's not chaotic. You have been
Sweet.
in the ringer of true chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is a police presence, and you do notice that the students are being let out in waves and things like that, and there is some random selection of like whose cars they want to look at, that sort of stuff.
Interesting.
It's the 90s.
Yep.
And you do notice, and this is maybe probably after Ollie moved away from the window, that there is an officer, because all the vehicles are being kind of like having like flashlights like shone in them, sort of thing, in the front and back seats and stuff. They can't, without a warrant or permission, like open these vehicles, right? If they don't see anything like a weapon or whatnot. But you do recognize Javi's car. And you do hear, like, she gets on her radio and says that, yeah, they want, make sure you get permission to search such and such the car with plate number, blah, 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 kind of thing. So, believe the owner is a Javier, last name bleeped out.
Motherfuckers.
It's Animorphs. Like,
Yeah. No last names.
No last names.
No town.
Yep, no town, no last names. And, which, by the way, canonly, it was San Francisco, for the Animorphs. Yeah. That's where it was, Northern California. But, so you're like, oh, they want to look in Javi's car. Oh. And Javi has 2 Draken beams.
Yeah, plus several various human weapons, I believe.
Exactly.
That we collected.
A couple guns, a couple knives.
You are close enough that you don't have to stress to do the long, because you don't have to do long distance for your thought speak. And at this point, your morph clock would be at 2, please.
2 clicks.
So,
okay. I am going to send, because with this many officers and not being sure what the fuck, I'm going to break a couple rules and send to everyone who I know in the school who I like enough who is not morphed. So besides Javier and Anna, that would be Penelope, Heather, and my sister.
Okay. Heather's not at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just sitting at
any of those minds
anyway.
I see. I'm going to be. I'm here.
Yeah.
If they corner you, scream. I'm here. I can help.
Everybody hears that in their head, and you recognize, the 2 of you recognize it as Tony, sending you the thought speak. If they corner you, scream. I'm here to help.
Can we
and then
reply
I
back
will.
in thought speak?
No, not unless you're in morph.
And then I will go ahead. Javi, I think they want to look at your car.
I had a feeling. Are we where we were going to meet yet? Are we able to?
Yeah,
be there?
y'all are both together in the yearbook room at this point.
Is it empty?
Yes.
Sweet. I'm gonna start taking my clothes off and plan to morph into Gudrun.
Wait, Javi, wait. I think I haven't. Let me tell you what my plan is. And I want to do a flashback.
Yes.
So, my flashback is this morning as I was getting all of my my little clipboard, with the voting and like everything like that. One of the teacher over prom stuff, because I'm like, head of the prom committee, the teacher over it, gave me the keys to the gym to like start taking like measurements for decorations and stuff. And the gym has the loading dock to get everything in that will go outside.
Gotcha.
So I have the keys to the gym
Okay.
and the keys to the loading dock and
Okay.
everything.
And
And
that's,
so I look at Javi and I go, look, I have keys to the gym, to the loading dock that'll get you outside. Do you want a morph, or do you want to meet me in there? I mean, I can make it my way there probably pretty easily. Just saying that, people are not. The cops are paying attention, but they're paying attention to the students. How do you want to do this? I can get you outside probably.
Yeah. I mostly just wanted to respond to Tony. You see that he was quick. He's like halfway undressed.
just but like biker shorts, like he's down. Like
I think he like
Penelope's
rated
just
the.
like this a little bit, like I mean, like they've seen each other before anyway, but still she's like,
I
okay.
think he like rated the like the football equipment and like has like that Under Armour style like shorts and shit.
yeah.
And he's just like, I mostly wanted to respond to Tony to make sure try to get an understanding of where the police are right now. He said they're looking for my car. That is not a good sign.
They're waiting for you because to intimidate you, essentially to give you intimidate you permission to look into your car, because they actually can't look into your car without probable cause, right?
Thank you. I think Penelope's smart enough to know that.
Yeah.
So she'll probably say, they can't look into your car without a reason or without your parents to give them permission. But they're not going to let you leave. That is one thing they won't let you do. So even if I get you out of here, we got to find some way to distract him. Do you think Tony can we can get you outside? You think Tony could maybe like some animal drag him away just long enough for you to get off grounds?
Yeah, Tony is good at a lot of things, and distraction is a big one. But I am gonna have to morph to let him know.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, he finishes, changing.
What
And he
does he
just
change into?
uh, he's because he has to be one of his non-human morphs.
Or the gorilla. I don't think that's a good idea either.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, come on. Just for chuckles.
You know what? I think.
Remember, there
I
is
think
still a presence inside as well. So just remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he goes to switch into like his mouse, but you see that he doesn't do it. Like he like starts shrinking up, and then like his face deforms, and he does turn into his gorilla form. Like he's just like, fuck, this isn't what this isn't what I wanted. I was trying to be a fucking mouse. Shit. Okay. I can just turn back. Okay. Tony, I have Penelope. She remembers everything. Keep an eye on the cops. Let us know where the movements change. We might need you to make a distraction. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, what? Penelope remembers?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. She seems very upset, and she was yeah.
She should be.
Yes, she should. But she's back. Okay, we're gonna start moving.
Okay, I believe you're transforming back, so I'm not going to start rapid firing Tony's questions about how she is and what's happening to her. Just know that they are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll start morphing back, and I think Penelope, you see that he's having a really hard time controlling his morph. Like he morphs back, but his arm is still a gorilla, and he has to like really fucking try to push it back until he's finally back to a human.
She stares really hard at that, but she files it away for later. And she looks at you and she says, "All right, our story is that I have to go pick up some safety supplies for Mrs. Miller that are in the gym storage, all right? And I'm not. I need your help. You're big, strong, whatever.
Uh, he actually is now. He's been training his body a lot.
He does have a little extra definition. Yes.
But I don't think anyone will stop us with everything going on. We're just everyone's sort of roaming around. But she'll pull him
No one
out
will
of
stop
the.
you, maybe.
Well, just stick with me then. And she'll pull him out to take him to the gym.
Go ahead for me, Katie. Go ahead and just make me a fortune roll with every skill that you want, just to see how this goes.
You'll have to remind me how to roll because I've got my real dice.
Yeah.
Do we have a roll 20 for this?
No,
We
it
don't.
is. We're just using the sheet with
Okay.
dice. For your,
I'm going to use survey because I'm looking out to make sure
Gotcha.
no one's watching
Okay.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I've
Go
got
ahead and
2
roll.
in survey.
You have 2 in survey. Yeah.
So it's
2d6
2d6 then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Val.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so that is it's an 8.
Well, what's the highest number on the dice? You take the highest.
Duh. That's a 5.
A 5.
Five's
Okay,
the
so
highest, yes.
that is a success.
I forgot this isn't
An
Power Rangers
ad.
Apocalypse.
It's take the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. So with the 5, that is like a success, and because it's a fortune roll, like consequences aren't really an issue. So like kind of like luckily for y'all, there are people in the hallway towards the gym, but there are no police officers to the gym. Kind of thing. So y'all are able, like, so people do see y'all go back there together, like maybe a teacher or another student or something, but like there's no presence going in that direction to the gym.
And if anyone says anything, she just straight up says, "Oh, Mrs. Miller needs something." She like just
Yeah.
plays it up, just completely cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, and you are just incredibly trustworthy, so no one is bothered by it, sort of thing. So y'all make it to the gym, no problem. And I'm certain the plan is to get.
I'm going to go and unlock the loading bay door, I'm gonna get Javi to help me pull it up just enough so that Javi can slip out, and then I'm out of there.
Gotcha.
And I'm even gonna
Gotcha.
grab some supplies to make it look like I've actually done my job. And if anyone asks, "Oh, Javi's still in there," like that's and before Javi gets out, I'm going to, like, as he's crawling out, I look down at Javi and I go, "We're gonna talk later, but be careful."
You too.
And when Javi's out, Val, as Javi's leaving, I'm gonna take a picture.
Oh.
Of what?
Of you leaving,
Of you.
running out.
I don't like getting pictures taken. Or Javi. Well, I don't, but also Javi doesn't.
And then I'm gonna head back to the hallway. Actually, I'm gonna head back to that window because I want to watch. I want to see what happens. Like, see if Tony makes a distraction and all that stuff.
Yeah, Tony. Real quick, outside. Are you gonna do any kind of righteous fury? Any sort of distraction?
As I believe I'm supposed to be given a signal, but yes. I assume he'll tell me something.
Yeah, maybe. What's the signal, Javi? Do you have a signal for?
Because I can't really just start causing a ruckus
real
for
quick,
too
yeah,
long.
a question. Here's actually the question: are y'all planning on just leaving the car there until later, or y'all just trying to get Javi out? Sorry, and go somewhere. Because again, can't get into the car.
I think I want to get the car out of there.
Okay.
And I was gonna see if when I was out of eye shot, if I could basically turn into like Heather or someone.
That's right. You two have Heather. Yeah. You could have done it
Other
in the
people.
gym.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done it in the gym, no problem, and just turn to Heather and get out that way. So, Penelope, you probably have a picture of Heather. So,
Okay.
or
To go with all
or
the
an
others.
in-between picture. That is kind of
I
depends.
think I get an in-between picture.
You got an
Yeah.
in-between
Ooh.
picture? Yeah, from behind. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And you turn into Heather, and so you're in the back, which, as in a person morph, you can't really send Tony a thought speech message. So how do you send him a distraction? It's really great as Heather probably wears the boy's uniform, so it's fine. It's all the same polos and khakis.
I think I think the distraction is just as he's going up to his car as Heather.
Mm-hmm.
She like are there? I'm assuming there's cops around because they were specifically looking for his car.
They're kind
I
of
think,
they're waiting at the around the car. There's 3 cops waiting at the car. Yeah.
Damn.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, I straight up is like, I can't do a southern accent. I know hers was kind of southern, like, but
Mhm.
she was just like, and what the hell are you guys doing with my car?
Please roll. Like, what are y'all doing with my car?
That's a 5 out
That
of 5.
sounds really Heather. I'm not gonna lie. What y'all doing
Yeah.
with my car? What did you roll? What are you rolling?
That's a double 5. I was trying to do command, just like,
Double
talk to me sort of
5.
thing.
And like Tony, you kind of also like see this, and you see Heather saying, "What are y'all doing with my car?" Knowing that it's either it might not be Heather or the signal, because Penelope got her memories back. Maybe Heather got her memories back. Who knows? Regardless,
Who the
it's
fuck
the
knows?
signal for you to do something in that moment.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be the easiest to drive them away. We are going to. Oh, that'll be annoying. Yeah, we're gonna dive at one of the police. Specifically, I'm gonna try and rip out some of the hair of the woman who was grab the talonful of it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we got a toupee because damn, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a roll for me for that. What are you
All right,
rolling?
we are gonna go finesse.
Yeah, that sounds good. Mm-hmm.
Oh, not on my sheet. The crew sheet will not tell me what dice to roll. Skirmish was my. Oh no, I got it. So actually, I prefer skirmish.
You prefer skirmish
instead of finesse if I can.
That works fine. Yeah.
All right. That is a 5 and a 6.
Yeah, that is a full success. So you do, in fact, dive into it, and you have this one male cop. There's 2 male cops, 1 female cop, and your talons grab onto this thick, dark black toupee that comes off, and you fly off.
Amazing.
And sure enough, the cops are distracted, and one goes, "Jim, that owl done took your hair." And he's like, "Shit, my hair!" And the 2 male cops run off, and the female kind of looks at Heather, and she doesn't know that this is not your car. It's like, "This is your car?"
Yeah, newly bought.
Okay, and she leaves because they weren't expecting a white blonde girl or brunette to come for this car. They had other expectations. And they're like, maybe someone made a mistake. So you've successfully created the distraction to get your car and to just drive away. And I think we'll do just a slight time skip, because I'm assuming you and Tony need to go back to the hideout. And Penelope, you have your full memories, so you know about the hideout, you know where it is, you know where to find everyone. And that's where we sort of cut to people arriving there. In Penelope, I assume you're gonna arrive last, just because you probably want to give people let people have a heads up if you're arriving. Um, but Javi, when you get there, you see Effie standing outside, and you could just kind of hear like laughter inside the in
Still
the
fucking.
yeah inside the shed. And this is around that time where another car pulls up. And well, Penelope, do you go straight there or do you go somewhere
Yeah.
else
Is it after school?
after school? Yeah.
I think Penelope would sort of drive around for like at least half an hour clearing her head
Mm-hmm.
because this is a big thing for her too. So
Yeah.
she would give them a little bit of time to get their bearings as well.
Cool. All right. So you should probably warn Effie. Like is kind of thing. But the two boys, y'all both arrive pretty similar in the same time, and Effie's stressed.
Yeah, I'm standing outside the door. I'm technically arranged. I got one eye on her.
Yeah.
I've literally swiveled one of the top ones around, and I don't like it. And like I am like she's just having a great time. At this point, it's obvious that if these are a bunch of Andalite bandits, golly, she's got the young recruit, and you just give me a hard time, and she is. So I'm just doing my little prance, four-legged
Uh,
shuffle.
yeah. If Effie looks stressed out, I think Javier, as soon as he rolls up, isn't like he sees you and doesn't actually say anything. He just walks up to the prisoner and takes out like a rag or whatever and just stuffs it in their mouth and ties it up and tells them
Did
to.
you? Are you still Heather, or did you change back?
Oh, I if I'm going in there, I change into my uh uh
The mixed form.
zookeeper
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
The other amount of humans that Javi has
yeah,
stored in his zero space
Yes.
the
locker.
amalgamation.
Yeah.
And I go up, shove this thing in her mouth to keep her quiet, and kind of tie it off, and just die quietly, colonizer, and close the door and leave. Uh, Effie, are you okay? Tony, thank you.
There.
Tony has a toupee in his hands.
Yeah. There was a shooting at the school. I kind of toss it into the trees. Uh, at a school in Colorado, I think.
The TV is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At which point Effie flicks around and she's just pointing at the door and she goes, "They have infested the Colorado and they are making the children. They are. I do not know what their plan is. I do not know how they. Perhaps they plan on hostaging all your children to the to your government. I don't. They obviously have done this." And she said they didn't do this. They have obviously
I mean,
done this.
they have infested some kids, but mostly here they've kind of become model students more than anything. I I don't know. I it, it could be anything. I mean, people do kill each other and stuff.
And it's even around this time that you hear sort of on the news that, breaking news, that the two young men who, perpetrators, as they say, have been found dead from self-infliction, gunshot wounds. And that makes so far the death total
Holy shit.
of 15. The injured are still counting.
Effie goes turtle. You just stand there, the saddest looking
Yeah.
snapping turtle you have ever seen, just kind of looking up. She looks like she's about to fight, like mouth is just agape, but she's like, "Are you hurt?" even even backed up into a corner, a yerk would not kill its host like that. It was not lying. They did not have yerks. It said it's here to stop them from doing that. And I know that this is a lie. I know that this is a lie. The Yerks do not help. They have destroyed they have destroyed civilizations. Planets are gone because of them. They are lying. They are not here to help. Lord, Effie is not okay.
Uh, is I know Effie is in her turtle form.
Hmm.
Uh, is there any place that like she likes to be that's more calming? Like, can I pick her up and put her somewhere to help?
Let's try.
You could try.
How big?
When's the
This
last time you tried to pick up an adult snapping
there
alligator snapping turtle?
that this thing weighs
Never.
like 45 pounds. Okay,
Ugh.
and he,
Fair enough.
I'm roughly the size of an 18-wheeler tire.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, really? That's
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
huge.
yes.
Uh, I assumed
It
it was
isn't.
like this big.
Oh no,
No.
she's
Nah, I'm a full
not an
grown
18
snapping
wheeler,
turtle.
maybe like a normal wheel tire, but turtle's heavy.
Yeah.
Uh,
In that case, I think I just try to sit down next to her and like motion to Tony to do the same if he's willing. Uh, Effie, I honestly I don't really know what to say. I assume that she is right. This wasn't a yerk. I think realized that, but even if they are here to fix us, that's something for us to do on our own. Regardless, humans are their own worst enemy sometimes. I'll admit that. But we shouldn't lose our chance to change ourselves because of that. I hope that you still give us a chance.
Especially not the way they want to do it.
Mhm.
Mind control isn't exactly fixing a problem as much as it is running roughshod over it and replacing it with whatever you want.
Yes, no, I know that the Yerks have never made anything better. They have never left a civilization better than they found it. They leave it in ruins or they leave it so overcome that my people come and finish the job. And I don't want that to happen to Earth. I like your people. I do. I like your people. But I am. What will happen when this is not how a proper culture behaves? What will happen when the other cultures see?
It means, do they have like a non-interference thing? Because we ain't exactly about to reach that far into the stars right now.
Is that really even for other cultures to decide? We are what we are, shit and all. We'll get better someday.
I don't think I knew as much about anything as I thought I did. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. And I do not know if maybe there are such a thing as good yerks, like the Dogmetry sister says, who can help people like her in there. I am overwhelmed, Javier. I am going to go in my water now. And I was leaning, just so y'all know, I was leaning with my big heavy turtle head right on Javier's shoe. But I just back into the water and there's just two little eyes sitting above the duckweed.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going to be hiding still, probably all
You
the way when Penelope comes in.
you gotta let her just think this through. I think. Like, do you need to talk to your folks or something? Just
Uh, well, mm, mom probably won't be home for a while. I'm not sure how busy she is, but that'll probably be fine. And mom is out in someone's backyard for the next few hours. Probably not even seen any news yet,
Yeah,
so it
there's
should
a
be
lot of
fine.
there's more daylight than normal, so definitely both of your moms who have engineering and landscaping jobs they usually don't get home to almost 8:30 sometimes during the spring and summer.
Yeah. So
now,
I
what's
think I should be
happened?
fine for a little while.
All right then. What's happening with Penelope? She is Rachel okay then too? What's
Not Rachel,
Uh,
Heather.
Heather?
Yeah.
uh,
Brain farted
Heather
for a second.
wasn't Heather wasn't there. She did not make any contact. Penelope approached me and told me that she remembered. Uh,
I also
it's
think that's the funniest time for Penelope to pull up as we're talking about her, but
I guess the question is, Penelope, how do you eventually approach the hideout? Do you come as yourself driving in? It is technically hidden, but you know where it's hidden. You can find it. You are not the enemy. Or do you come in on a morph, or do you come in
I
through
come in
your
on a
car?
morph.
Yeah.
Y'all see a little. Y'all hear a little like creeping, chittering sort of sound, and you see a
the Scream Kitty.
you see a kitten. You see a
Yes.
like in the bushes around the hideout. You see a little skunk face peek out, and then sort of make itself known. And a very distinct thing about the skunk is that on its chest, it has like this white sort of heart shaped tuft of fur.
Oh,
Oh, goodness. So cute. I love skunks.
cute.
And it just sort of like sits up and just looks around, and its tail curls up, watching and looking.
Ooh.
uh,
Are you Penelope, or do I need to walk further away?
yeah. Are we about to get sprayed or what's going on?
Well,
The
it's not.
tail, the tail does go up, sort of like turns around, like it's going to gets tense.
Do you do
But
little
then,
skunk stomps?
yeah, like it does look like it's
Okay, yeah.
about to spray.
Tony definitely moves out of the way. I've been in the woods for a little while now.
But then makes a couple of circles, and then you see the skunk get still, and I'm morph back.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Effie. Um, one of our friends that Javier made forget, I guess remembers. This is Penelope. Until I couldn't go to school anymore, we knew each other pretty well.
Yeah, y'all
I
did.
mean, friends is a good word for me and you, Tony.
Glad to hear it. I'm sorry I couldn't really talk much about what's been happening.
Um, eh, I am naked, right? So, uh,
Do you have like? Do you have a
I
like a
probably have kept like,
gymnastics? Yeah.
I know there's like some clothes here, so I sort of like find them, and I'm like changing into them, and
Yeah.
I come back out, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Effie, and I'm like
So
looking
real quick, when
around.
you go inside the shed and you're kind of like in your underwear, you're not completely naked.
Oh yeah, there's someone in here.
Yeah.
You just walk into the shed and there is a lady with a sock in her mouth and a baby in a car seat on the table.
I just stop and I
Wait,
go,
the
it,
baby is a.
Yeah.
The baby's not just in a car seat. The baby's not on the table. The baby is hanging from a hook on the wall in the car seat.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to make sure I didn't get upset and knock the larva over.
Oh God.
Yeah, I stop and I look back and I look specifically at Javi and I go, "Is that Effie?"
No. The turtle is Effie. She's one of our new comrades.
Oh, well, hi, Effie. Nice to meet you. I'm Penelope. Just give you
Uh,
like a polite nod.
uh, I go
Praise.
ahead and I step out of the water and in the process of morphing back, long neck, turtle's got too many eyes. Her like shell goes last. I am just feeling so freaking stressed that I have a shell until the last freaking minute.
Armored
And shell
Andalite.
shakes out and you
Yep.
got an andalite staring down at you.
Do
And
I know what an Andalite is?
yeah, you did. You met Axe. Remember?
Okay,
You did
yeah,
meet. Yeah, you met Axe. Y'all were all on the ship together as it
Yep.
blew up, and you've
yes,
also have
okay,
seen Visser 3 as an Andalite.
okay,
So
Yep.
cool.
you are very aware of Andalites. Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah,
still, you haven't seen one in a while.
I like blink a couple times and I look up at, um, how did you, how'd you come across these numbskulls?
There was damage to my ship. It is there. And I point to the well, it was there. I point to the huge groove of where I crashed into
Hmm.
the water. You can still see the damage. It was there. We fixed it. And then it was destroyed again when the bridge collapsed. But we'd almost had it working.
You remember Penelope like around October that the bridge on I-10 in Lake going that essentially almost to the border of Louisiana, Texas, which is like one of the most dangerous bridges in the country, by the way, collapsed. And it's like, oh, now you're having that realize that was them.
Yeah,
Of
it's like
course it
all
was.
sort of how Javier had that moment of the cogs turning in his head.
Yeah,
Penelope's having that moment of a lot of things making sense.
yeah.
Oh, well, she like pauses and looks back at Tony and Javi and goes, "Well, it certainly is something to be back."
Hmm.
I, it's been
Every
a lot
step
in general.
Effie steps a little bit closer and kind of leans down into your space. She's not good with personal space. They've all gotten used to it. You haven't had the chance. It just kind
It
of
so
leans
it doesn't bother Penelope stands there like and gives you a genuine smile. Like it doesn't bother her.
nice. And she's looking at you real closely. And she steps back. She goes, she was making the expression that Riley makes when she thinks that Javier and I have done it stupid. But now she is smiling. She seems very nice. Javier, why would you trade her?
Yeah, Javier. Why would you trade me?
Uh, I don't know.
What a
I
great
didn't.
answer.
It's the only one I have. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Maybe you should.
No. You. Uh. Okay.
Who's the lady inside?
She's a trader who chose to be yerked to
Gosh.
work with them for, you know, conquest and what have you. She also has different personalities, from what I understand. One of which is the main person, but she was not given the choice. One of her other selves did. So we are trying to set her free.
Set her free.
She also was the wife of
Mr. Kadir.
Mr. Kadir, um,
Yes.
and was doing research in the National Guard post that to intentionally infest people who need help.
We are rescuing her and her larvae from the yerk within her.
The personalities I've gotten to talk to are very nice. It's kind of just the Yerk and the one other personality who's kind of shitty, to be honest.
One of her self morphs is very mean.
Yes.
I like take a step back and sort of look into the shed. How's the baby doing? Is the baby asleep or?
He's squirming a bit. It's probably time to have a change.
Is there a diaper bag or something?
Oh yeah, there's a diaper bag.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be like, I can't, y'all are there. It's a baby. That's like all I say, and I'm gonna go in and take care of this child.
like, unfortunately, the controller sitting in there, she doesn't she can't say anything because her face is stuffed, but she's looking pretty haggard. The body itself has been taken care of with the basic hydration needs, and people have been monitoring bathroom breaks and stuff. I'm sure y'all didn't let this poor woman shit herself. Like, kind of thing.
Bathroom breaks
Like,
and stuff.
But there is a definite like paleness to her skin. She is a white woman, but she does wear a hijab. So she and you did know that Mr. Kadir was Muslim, and not white. So there, she's a convert as far as y'all understand, but she does look very pale and a little ragged, and it is because the yerk in her head is starving.
I changed the baby. Did anyone follow me in, or are y'all still outside, like talking amongst yourselves?
I followed you in.
Okay, so I'm holding the baby, I get the baby changed and I'm like sort of like cooing and like, trying to make it a little comfortable. And I go over to Mrs. Kadir and I don't ask permission or anything. I take the rag out of her mouth and I'm holding the baby and I just sort of like level myself with her and I go, "Are you still in there, Mrs. Kadir? Because someone misses you a lot."
Oh.
There is
I'll roll if I have to, like consort maybe or sway.
yeah, go
sway.
ahead and
I'll roll
roll
sway.
something, please.
Hell yeah.
Well, I have 3. Do I roll 3 dice?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. I rolled a 6-5-5.
All right,
Damn.
so that's a really good roll. So with the 6, there is labored breathing, and the yerk has a little less control over her right now. But who knows what altar is going to speak? But in this moment, she's like, "My house bathroom cabinet expired, but and she stops before there's a switch over, and put my child down, you scum."
Thank you for your cooperation. And I put the rag back in her mouth.
Nice.
Yeah, her personality is not very amicable.
Again, it's just the one.
Well, like they said back at school, Avi, maybe you should have some compassion.
Not for her.
There's a
Well,
Not
not
for
that one. Not
the
that one.
thing in
No.
it, Javi. We gotta. This is why Riley's pissed at you.
No matter what, there's a human being.
So, human beings are awful too.
What happened to you, Javier?
Can you be? What do you mean?
She just shakes her head and she's gonna go outside to like let the baby get some fresh air. Like with this look of just disgust on her face.
Oh, Javier, do you have that prescription still?
Uh, yes, I actually wanted to spend a stress to like flashback having gotten it already.
Okay. Yep.
Cool.
Um there is. Did y'all go refill the prescription?
I would like to
That's what
think so.
I
Yeah.
was.
Okay. And you do have her morph to be an ID to be able to do that. Go ahead and take a stress for it, for that flashback of the fulfilled. So luckily, she was telling you that there was expired medication in her bathroom,
Hmm?
but luckily you got brand new ones. That being said, for those of you who know anything about medication, especially mental health medication, it does take some time to work, right? Like it's not just gonna and work automatically. And the Yerk has not currently been cooperative in ingesting it the past couple of days. You could spin more flashbacks, more stress for more flashbacks to if you had. What time is it? Okay, we got an hour. To have like mortared and crushed the medication, put it in food or water. If y'all want to spend, if anyone wants to spend more stress for that, because that is something that y'all could have done in a flashback. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
I'll happily take more stress.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead,
I
take
do
it.
not have the stress for that, so I am not
Just
going
keep
to
getting
be.
stressed, Javi. Just keep getting stressed.
Stress yourself out.
No problem.
I
Any day.
am.
And that could have been, yeah, and that could have been one of the reasons why the host the primary the host could have come out instead of the altar, right? Is because of that medication. That being said, y'all do know at some point Effie needs to return to the house with the baby because got to keep up appearances. And also, just as a reminder too, if she doesn't show up to get her Kendrona rays, it will be noticed. Just remember that.
And that is, in fact, Effie standing there kind of doing a shuffle. She's still herself, and she's looking at Penelope and the baby, and she's looking through the room at Yerk, and she says, "Today is the absolute last day she could have gone without. If I return back with the larvae, they will be looking for her. They will be looking to see what has happened.
Uh,
Should I go back? Do we take the baby back?"
uh, Effie, do you know if uh would they be able to tell each other apart if I turn into my Yerk morph and infest you as her for a little while? Could we pass?
Effie didn't real Effie vomits. Like she
Yeah,
doesn't even
yeah.
mean to. She doesn't even mean to. She was in
As
the
a
middle of
like
changing
you
back
don't
into
have a
Mrs.
mouth.
Kadir. I was in the middle of changing back into Mrs. Kadir while I was asking
Fair.
because if it's time to go, it's time to go right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally, I have gotten him out. I still have horse ass, but I have a human mouth. I just go. Bleh. I don't even know to turn my.
Javi,
I
that's
don't normally have a
way too
mouth.
dangerous.
Your
There's no
exception right
way.
there.
There's no way I both of you going there? No way.
If only for a
Javier,
moment.
Javier,
What?
Riley would be so mad at us if I let you climb into my head and we went by ourselves where all the Yerks are. I will not be good at this. I am not good at being a Yerk. I'm not even good at being a Javier.
I don't know. You managed to pull off his looks a lot of the time.
You are getting better at it.
Penelope pokes
Um,
her head back in. I can do it.
do what exactly?
Do you
No.
need someone to be Mrs. Kadir?
Well, the problem is that Miss Kadir needs a Yerk to be infested with in order to go get food. Um,
I
is the
think
bigger problem.
I think we just have to make a clean break. We're gonna have to find a way to get her onto a plane. Damn it. I don't know.
Not even a plane. Just gone. Sorry, that's the voice of God.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
We have allies. They're sure to help eventually. Right now,
I
I think we just need to get her in charge of herself first, and then we can talk to her and let her know what's happening.
All right. Effie takes a deep breath. Fancy, she goes, we, our plan the first time with the car was almost good. We didn't do a good enough job. Tony, please, please fly and tell the dog to set the house on fire.
Um,
Make sure he
I am
grabs the
going,
porcelain dolls.
I am going to make Mrs. Kadir vanish. Please take the larvae and give me the larvae container.
what are you
Penelope, what's
what are
up?
you what are you planning to do with the baby?
Well, that's why you take the larvae. I simply need the larvae container.
What am I supposed to do with the baby?
I have
I
jiggled it when it cries. You must jiggle it gently.
I know how to take care of a baby, but what am I supposed to do? Okay,
if you keep it for keep it here for a little
You
bit.
asking the wrong one.
she's
I
already taken the baby out of
yeah.
the carrier.
I
She's
think
holding
it's
the
going to
baby.
be
yeah.
spending the night with me and its mom.
Yeah, she's already the
Mhm.
carrier's inside. She's walked outside with the baby, so
Yeah. There's other car seats and strollers and stuff at the uh jeez, okay. This is kind of almost like a little mini mission. But I'm not gonna make y'all roll a mission stuff or gather information for it. But there is a plan. And that plan is y'all want to set up and make it look like that Mrs. Kadir and her child died in a fire.
Well, I want the house burned down so
Mm-hmm.
that nobody is searching the house for information. Effie has an entire another plan for the car. Um,
Uh,
Effie
Effie.
grab.
Hmm?
She's like, I cannot. If I stop, I will not be able to do this. I am sorry. And she grabs the baby carrier and she gets behind the wheel of the rental that she's been using as Mrs. Kadir, and she takes off
She
very
just
fast.
takes off. Oh my god. Is
Oh
anyone
fuck!
I think the plan is good. Just leave some hoof marks so it looks like it was an attack.
Um,
Give us some cred.
I mean, y'all could just fly after her in thought speak and make sure she's okay. Like,
Shit.
so as Effie is driving down the road, she is absolutely spiraling. It has been a traumatic 3 days.
mm-hmm.
This lady loves her Yerk, except she hates her Yerk, except there's so many morphs inside this lady. And the Yerk says that they're going to save children by climbing inside human heads. And she knows that's a lie because she knows what happens to Yerks. And there's the bridge, and it's fine. It's fine. She hates the water. She hates the water. She hates the water. It's fucking fine. And she floors it through the guardrail.
Oh
I
god.
got two aquatic morphs.
You do?
She
as you're running
hates.
off,
I'm
Penelope
also
just had
scared of water.
Penelope has looked at Javi and Tony and goes, "Well, she's a loose cannon."
Yeah, but she's
Eh,
trustworthy.
So essentially,
She'll do.
you are crashing the car
Into the river.
into the river. Gotcha.
Someone tell Dimitri to destroy whatever's in the house that we can't let people find. And then I'm gonna fly after the car to make sure she's not drowning.
Yeah, I mean, luckily you do have a dolphin morph, and dolphins can swim in the river. It's fine,
Hmm.
kind of thing. You can even flow up and down the river. Um, you can flow up the river back to you can swim as a dolphin up the river back to your hideout if you want.
Yep.
Like all water's connected, um, sort of thing. I want a roll from you regardless, just to see how successful this like if you're seen, if you're like just give me a roll of something.
All right. Do I have to roll finesse because I'm driving, or can I roll wreck? They're the exact
You
same,
can
but
definitely
reckless
roll
is
wreck if
more
you want.
fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll roll me 2d6. Doo-doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. Yeah, boy, I got a 6.
Oh, nice.
Very
So here's
nice.
the thing. With
Mm-hmm.
that 6,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be seen just at the very end. Just at the very end as I go, oh no, I've lost control, and boom. I want
Gotcha.
someone to see that Mrs. Kadir was driving the car when it went into the water.
You make a spectacle of it. You probably even like tap somebody's bumper. Jesus Christ, the fucking
Put a My
bots
Baby for Real doll
today.
in the back.
Hmm.
Sorry, yeah, the bots today are not good. Block that shit. Um, you tap just to make sure someone sees you, and you take that sharp thing across the guardrail, and fly the um, into the river. And as you kind of come up as Kadir, um, looking into the water and fake drowning or real drowning, you do see like there has been like a gathering of people. There's even somebody jumping into the water to come and like save you. But you know the car flew across, right? So they're kind of far. So you kind of have this moment where you go underwater and you have to do. And I want to do one more roll, one more attune roll, to see if like this person, how fast you can get through it. Does your andalite form get seen by this person? That kind of stuff.
All right. My attune is also 2, so let's take a peek.
Remember, you
Oh,
can always
that
put
was.
yourself or take a bargain.
uh,
Don't recommend it.
I'm gonna take that last stress that will trip me over to a new trauma
Wait, oh, holy shit.
to
What?
push myself.
Uh
Oh
huh.
So
my
here's how this
god.
goes.
Yep.
Um, I this is a 1990s car. It still thankfully has
Yeah.
crank windows. The window was lightly cracked, which is
Mhm.
good because Effie didn't realize that if she had gone into the water with all her windows up and all her doors closed, that she would have drowned before she could have, because her turtle's too wide and her alligator's too long. She couldn't have morphed in there.
Uh
But
huh.
thankfully her window was cracked.
Yeah.
The thing goes down. The car is flooding. She's fighting with the window. She can't get it down. She can't get it down. Her trauma with water from the last time she crashed is freaking her out. She's stressed to holy shit. And it is as someone is starting to come up. Like
Mhm.
she can't really see them and they can't really see her. There's just a shape and a shape
Yeah.
that she manages to shoulder the door open and fall out mid morph.
Yeah. The water is so murky, right? That kind of it's so brown and murky. Do you go turtle or do you go gator?
Gator.
Gator. It's so murky that um, they don't they don't see you, and I think with this new trauma, with what is available, I think at this point your new trauma is to be reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we needed.
This makes you quite reckless for your second trauma. I have to take a quick bio right now. I'm not going to turn off cameras or anything like that, so y'all can. But I do have to pee real quick to be right back, and then we'll just go into another scene. I want to have a quick safety check, though. Is everybody okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. And I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm also okay. That was intense. Because we still got to burn this lady's house down. So,
We sure do.
like,
I'll take
Effie?
yep.
You okay, Effie?
There is almost too much silence. It goes on just long enough to make you real nervous before you hear her voice is shaky, it's thin. She goes, the car is very far down in the water.
Do you need
I've
me?
done it.
Do you need me to come in the water?
I um no, there are other people in the water. They've jumped in after the car. I am trying to scare them away, and you hear somebody scream, Vader!
That was okay. Good. They ain't gonna fuck with you if you're the gator. Just get up a little ways. I'm a big ass bird, so I can at least make sure nobody's following you.
I am on my way. One moment. And there's too many humans around. It's a terrible idea. It's literally the least thing she should do. But she sticks her enormous alligator head back into the car and clamps her jaws on that car seat and bangs it around on the inside, letting her
Oh,
teeth marks drag before she pulls her head out and starts swimming very quickly upriver.
holy shit.
Look for my human larvae now. She is so attached to this larvae. It kind of smells good. Like, apparently andalites can be affected by baby pheromones. She likes it. The larvae's head smells good. You
That
cannot
being
come looking for it.
said, effectively, Effie, you are out of the session at this point. And by out of the session, you can still have like social interactions and conversations and stuff like that, but you effectively you cannot make any rolls that can affect anything. Sort of stuff.
That's all right. I'm hiding in the water anyway, slowly swimming home.
Slowly swimming home. Tony, you're with her, keeping an eye on her?
Yeah. Once I'll just swim back, because if they need me, they can tell me.
Yeah. Penelope and Javi are kind of like there at the thing.
Yeah, there's something I wanted to.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, two things. One, I want to spend another stress, of course, to let Dogmetri know, hey, burn shit down, make it look like arson, blah, 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 blah.
The norm, just to use.
Dogmetri sends you a thing.
Dogmetri sets shit on fire, just use.
Like, oh. Okay. Like, there's like this, first of all, there's a lot of things going through Dogmetri's head in this moment. One, he can't really set things on fire as a dog. Two, he's not alone in this house. He has to make sure Cupcake gets out safely. And, like, that's the cat. And he doesn't have a vehicle with him. So, effectively, there's going to be a black man burning down this house and running out with a cat. So, just consequences to this, okay?
Well, I mean, if he was thinking about it reasonably, he'd throw the cat out, turn into a black man, set the house on fire, and then jump out the window as a not black man.
That is true.
Look. Oh,
I'm gonna take your advice. You are the expert.
But then I was hoping to like rummage through my backpack for something.
Okay.
I wanted to grab like a diary that I have and give it to Penelope.
Oh.
Hey, welcome back. A lot of information about what's happened is between pages 32 and 45. Um, the the choice that I made, uh, I wrote about it on page page 30. If you want to try to understand, I don't really understand it myself, so that's the best I got.
At this point, I think she sort of like laid the baby down beside her, like letting the baby like sort of kick and play around, and she takes the diary. She doesn't open it. She just sits it in her lap and sort of like puts her hands on top of it. And she doesn't make eye contact with you. She just stares down at it and she nods. You you thought I wouldn't remember again, didn't you?
I I didn't really know anything that was going to happen. A god told me I have to pick two of us who would be removed from. Uh, he talked about it like we were pieces on a chessboard. And I, I tried. I really tried to pick myself. But I failed. Again.
That's the thing, Javier. We were just pieces. We are just pieces. We don't matter to them, but we matter to each other.
You do. You matter a lot to me. All of you do.
Really all my beliefs in you and everyone else doesn't matter. And I don't really know how to handle that reality right now. So I think you're right that I just need space to be mad. And I'm still going to help you and everyone else, but I'm going to help everything for Riley and for Tony and even Effie. This isn't for you, Javier. I don't care how hard the choice was. You still made it.
That's okay. I understand. Thank you. And you see genuinely he's like smiling, but like he's starting to cry. But it's not like he's not like trying to hide back emotions. He's genuinely happy, but is crying.
I think that she holds the diary out to you.
Please keep it. I'm not good with my words, and if you need to understand better to hate better, that's the only way you're going to get that.
Okay.
I don't need nor do I want to hate better. I don't like hating things or people, Bobby.
But you should. You should
No.
hate me more.
No, you don't. You're missing the point here. You shouldn't.
What?
Harry, you used to not be like this. Not so jaded and broken.
What do
I
you?
know that we're in a. I know things are shitty and that we're in a war, but is there nothing good left for you?
This time during this time has been the only time that anything good has been for me. I've always been jaded. I've always hated everyone. I'm the reason that everyone fucking loses or fails or dies. My mom died because of me. I thought I killed both of you. Yes, I am jaded and shitty and awful, and I've always been this way, and I've only recently tried to be better, and I keep making the
She
wrong choice.
stands up in the middle of your rant and just wraps her arms around you in a hug. If you allow her, of course, you know.
He's more sad. What are you doing?
I'm doing what friends do, Harvey.
Penelope, I thought I killed you. I was too scared. I was a coward. I picked your names. They fell out of my mouth like vomit. Why aren't you hugging me? Just hate me.
She doesn't say anything. She just shakes her head.
I think he just kind of sits there and cries a little while.
She keeps her arms around you as long as you'll let her.
The first people to arrive back as Javi is crying in Penelope's arms is Effie and Tony. And not long after, there is just a German Shepherd coming into the woods with a cat carrier.
Like in his mouth?
Yes. And
Oh, I did not want you to bring the thing that vomits hair. I wanted you to put it outside.
pets are family too, he says, and as he drops the cat carrier, and then like looks over. Penelope.
Smiles a little bit and long time no see.
He is quick, and it's very interesting because as far as you understand, Dimitri couldn't change back. And it's not that he is changing back, but he is morphing into his human self. And he does this very specifically to give you the biggest, most reassuring himbo hug that is possible. Like your feet kind of come off the ground.
Like, I think she's in shock seeing this. And when he puts her down, she like does that thing where you hug and you step back and you sort of hold their arms and like just look them up and down, and she just goes, "Wow, it's really good to see you."
He puts you down and in his gym shorts look at you. It's like it's only for 2 hours at a time, but it's not bad.
It is good to see him, though. I agree.
In his gym shorts.
However,
Sorry, I'm sad. Never mind.
I'm sad.
Sorry.
oh,
So, and this is sort of around this time. We're making great time. That y'all hear the scream is so blood curdling and painful from inside from this woman. The sock flies from her mouth.
oh, look.
Oh,
Oh, race
it seems
inside.
like
Yeah.
seems like our guest is about to be dead. So we should probably go check on her.
She doesn't go inside. She lingers she's watching, but she's lingering at the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to actually go inside the shed.
Effie has gone into the shed. She knows what's happening, and she thinks she wants to see it. She's having a day.
And I think like Penelope's also trying to this scream and this turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to protect the baby because she also doesn't want the baby crying because that'll be way so
Yeah.
much. She's trying to like comfort the baby as well.
It's gonna be a lot. And it's about 8 o'clock at night at this point, and her hijab, she's crying. Like there's just these like streaming tears, and this is not a look of like sadness or anything. This is like the kind of face that people make when they're in the most pain that they've ever felt in their life. You know,
Really? Yeah.
her hijab is sort of soaking wet on one side, from both just like almost like just fluid water and tinted with blood. Um, and her ears are covered, but you do see on the side that is leaking, it just kind of drops and gets slightly heavy.
Yeah, I'm gonna start relieving her of that.
No. You go to start, and Effie reaches over and like pops your hand because she remembers from having been Mrs. Kadir that you are not supposed to touch Mrs. Kadir's head thing. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
bother learning the word hijab. It's come into her brain. She has enough trouble with English. She goes, "It is Mrs. Kadir's head thing that the boys do not touch." And so she pops your hand and she goes over and very gently,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't move it, just kind of lifts the edge of it enough that she can shake out the corpse of the Yerk into her hand.
When you shake it out, it's still warm. And there's still like this slight movement as this blind, helpless creature, alien, colonizer, monster, sort of like slightly kind of lifts its little body and just like waves for a second. This is an opportunity for you, as it's still alive, Effie, if you want to acquire it before it dies. But if you don't, that's up to you.
Um, I think I will actually. I think
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there, keyed up with too much adrenaline and too many raging thoughts and a curiosity about yurks that I've never had before.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the past week, it's never occurred to me that yurks could be anything other than parasites and enemies. And something in the way people have been talking about them, talking to them, I've wrapped my hands around it like I'm going to crush it, but instead my grip becomes gentle and I have stroked this yerk in his dying moment.
It
And I'm
goes.
going to replace Mrs. Kadir with the yerk because I don't need Mrs. Kadir no
Well,
more.
you don't need to replace morphs. Morphs are 100%. You get to keep them. There is no limit on the amount of morphs that you can keep. I kind of rewrote that out because
Oh,
canon,
nice.
because of canon,
Yeah.
right? Um,
I'm gonna go ahead and untie her.
um, she's tired and exhausted, um, and her eyes are closed, and she gets to her feet, opens them, and sort of looks around. Wobbly kneed, looks for something to hold on to, and grabs you, Tony. Where is my baby?
Penelope, is the baby out there? Can you bring her
Steps.
in?
Penelope steps forward. Oh my god. That's
Neko
the
baby.
baby. Penelope steps forward, but it's really hesitant because
Mm-hmm.
she saw the York, but she also knows that Mrs. Kadir has DID, so
Mm-hmm.
she's like just a little hesitant. She says, uh, I don't mean to be rude, but are you Mrs. Kadir?
Celeste Kadir, and she holds her hands out.
She hands the baby over very gently.
She takes the baby, cradles it, and bounces it, and goes and sits on the ratty ass sofa and just like leans back and falls asleep. I have to pee again. Can we have another like y'all can have a little talkie amongst yourselves, but we also have some wrap up scene and leveling up. So I will be right back. Sorry, I did drink a lot of water today, so my bladder's like, let's go.
Good for you. It was hot.
It was hot. Exactly. I'll be right back.
Tony grabs our emergency phone and then it's very pushily shoving people out of the way as only a very large man can. Except for Effie, because in her natural form, I can't do shit to move her.
That's fine. I can see you trying to get by, so Effie moves anyway, because right now she is one distracted. The yerk has died in my hand at this point. I have copied the yerk, but I still held it all the way through until it stopped moving. And I kind of thought I would throw it down or step on it but I'm still holding it. Like inside someone's head it's a monster, but in my hand it was just this little thing.
I walk up to Effie, and I don't really know Effie, and I'm just like, um, you all right there, Effie?
I how how can something this helpless have caused so much terror and destruction throughout the galaxy? You My people know what they are, but in your head they're always so much bigger and scarier.
A lot of the most scariest things, at least for humans here, exist in our heads. We we make things bigger. We make them scarier. We over exaggerate. We make things a lot more than they are. That's just part of us, and maybe the Yerks take advantage of that.
I never really understood until now why Zero did what he did. What would make him break all of our empire's wise rules about contact with others and giving our technology. And I have hated him because it is proper. You are supposed to hate Zero for the tragedy he unleashed across the galaxy because he was too kind. But I almost understand. I don't know if I could have held one of these
Sorry about that. I
and
was
not
about to
wanted to
suddenly
help
lose
it.
my mind for a hot second because something smells like a stink bug in my apartment. I was like, how was that?
No.
Yes. And I'm just like, let me check, make sure nothing's on fire. Like, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
But everything seems okay. I think it's just coming from
Okay.
outside.
Okay.
But I'm hallucinating. Both these are two things that I do get smell hallucinations, but very specifically right here, it smells like a stink bug. So I'm just looking at my wires to make sure everything's okay.
Effie,
Good.
Effie, can I tell you one really big
we're
thing
fine.
about
It's
humans?
all coming to fruition. Okay, so
I was just going to say one thing to Effie real quick.
mhm.
Effie, let me tell you one really big fact about humans. Being kind is never a weakness.
That then it seems that there are definite advantages to being human over being an Andalite. Because being kind is very much a weakness among my people.
Maybe you fit in here more than you thought. I think she smiles and just puts her hand very warmly against like your arm, like somewhere that she knows it would be welcome.
Uh-huh.
And like when she like sort of scratches her nails a little bit, like just like a comforting sort of like sort of like friendly, um, like you'd put your arm around a friend and sort of like scratch her, that sort of
Mm.
thing to you, Effie. And then I think she leaves you alone, like to have your thoughts, to give you space.
Val, I'm sitting here holding the dead yurk, having thoughts and emotions. I am feeling so much pity. It's overwhelming. My heart is breaking. I kind of understand why Zero fucked up so bad. It just looks so helpless. It's so scary in my head. So Penelope was getting me through that moment. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
still holding the dead yurk.
Still on a dead
I
yard.
can't put it down. It's my dead yurk. I'm traumatized.
The with Mrs. Kadir sleeping, and there's like an extra car seat that's brought in, supplies and things are from the house. Her own home set ablaze, her death faked as y'all end your nights returning to your homes or staying at your homes. Penelope, when you get home and you go straight to your computer with your camera, on your monitor there's just this big menacing looking red wasp. You just hear that ominous sound, not even a sound, just like thought speak, this thing vibrating in your bones, in your being, in your DNA, in the DNA you have stored, in the fabric around you. You did well today. I'm proud of you. You're muted.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
you were
muted?
just moved. You were like moved
Oh,
away.
sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
There's
Yeah.
a long pause. And she thinks back to everything she had said to Javi and seeing Tony again and that little moment with Effie. And she looks at the monitor and she says, I don't know if I can do this.
There's this buzzing sound from the wings. I just need him to come back to me. And then you and yours are safe for the rest of the war.
But this isn't who I am.
I'll let you sleep on that decision before you come to a conclusion. Just remember what and who is at stake.
She takes a deep breath and she looks at her camera. And then she plugs in the wires and uploads the pictures.
To LiveJournal. Friends only post.
Yeah.
And with that,
Fucking dad.
and with that, I think we're done.
Delightful.
Quick check, safety check. How's everybody feeling? Everyone's doing good? Awesome. Let's get our level up questions. I'm also going to add a little heat to y'all because now it's quite obvious that Homegirl was compromised. And the thing is, y'all don't get heat when someone dies, but nobody died. Like,
York died. They're people
but
too.
yes, I guess. But it's not the Yerk itself that would bring you to the heat. It's the host's disappearance that is bringing y'all the heat. So,
True.
y'all will get your heat. Well, first of all, y'all wanted level has not been updated because it's up for sure. This is a total of 1, 2, 3, 5 heat for that. That was a lot because second time around. That the radar is radaring on that one. So for your crew sheets, however, let's do the level up in that. Were you successful in eliminating a key member of the Yerk forces, do harm to a visor, or eliminate the usefulness of a specific controller to the Yerk invasion? I say absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all got I'm going to give y'all 2 experience points for that one. Because that's definitely in there. Did you can with challenges above your current station? No, y'all are pretty good. Boost your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Outside of this, yeah, actually, I'm going to give y'all one. The reputation for y'all with this level of heat and the amount of extremes that y'all are willing to do as a group is becoming very obvious to your enemies. I'm going to give you one for that. Did you express the goals, drives, and inner conflict or the essential nature of the crew, which are headhunters? Yeah, I think so. Like, this shirt dying had to die, and then with Javi, yeah, nope, I think so. So I think your crew is definitely up. I'm just going to change it with a bright green so that we can make sure it's your crew's up. Y'all are going to be 2 away from leveling your crew here soon. Cool. So
Oh, we were all going, ooh.
Ooh. Let's get Penelope's questions up first, since you haven't done this in a while. For our Joker, you did not roll any desperate actions. Did you tackle a challenge while ensuring the group remains in good morale or rational? Yeah, you did your job. If anything, to keep things kind of rational, but also holding Javi accountable on several things, not just for his own decision in your memories and treating you like a piece, but also on how this person was treated as well. I'm going to give you 2. You did it. You were playing that role. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? Your background is as you are a cheerleader, and you have double parents. Well, how do you feel? How does everybody else feel? Was there any beliefs, drives, heritage, or background that was expressed?
At the beginning of the session, she had went over how, as the prom coordinator, cheerleader person, she has the keys for the thing, and she kind of made I know how to walk around the school without attracting attention.
Yep.
Sorry, I talked over you, Vanilla. Katie?
No, I agree. That was exactly what I was going to say, so you were right on
That's
the money.
definitely that flashback scene. 100% for sure. We'll give you that. Also, I know how to take care of a baby.
You know she's been babysitting since she was like 10 years old.
Yeah, I will say you get 2 for that one as well. Did you struggle with issues from your virtues or your trauma? We did give you a trauma. We didn't tell you what your trauma was.
Well, my virtue's friendship. So I was definitely struggling with that because of Javi.
And I think I'm gonna put your trauma down because I think that's the one that makes sense. And
that's fair.
And you did struggle with that trauma at the end as well. Okay. So your max XP, you got 2 for each one.
Yeah.
So that's 6. That is phenomenal way to
And how do I do X? I can do it, put it in playbook, or I can put it in like insight, and I have to fill that up before I put it in the like hunt study
Yes.
survey. Okay,
Yep.
I remember. It's all coming back to me.
Yep. It's wonderful. All right, let's go now to our Andalite. No desperate roles. Did you tackle a challenge that follows the mandate of the Andalite people or your personal oaths this time around? Oh, buddy.
Ooh. One or two. I may have thought about it a little.
I mean,
Yeah.
your struggle with one, acquiring the Yerk is not following the mandates. It is the opposite, but it is a challenge that was. Here's the thing: you tackled the challenge and you failed at it, and guess what? That's still experience. So that's one for just acquiring the Yerk in that one. But also, I would even say into the context of like, I would give you another one kind of from that beginning, where it's just like, oh no, it's clearly Yerks. Like it's clearly Yerks, and which is also like, all bad things come from Yerks.
All bad things come from Yerks.
All bad things come from Yerks. So I think I get you 2 for that one. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at any point that's not for the 2 XP that I already gave you?
Okay.
Any specific instances? Because I also wasn't here for a couple of conversations.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the conversation I had with Penelope, our first moment where I really had to talk about, the issues we had, and I told her about Sarah. I'm like, oh no, the sympathy, it gets to me. I understand. This is not something my people allow. Why do I feel bad for it?
Nice. Yep, take 1 for that for sure. Any other instances that someone can come up with? Because everybody gets to argue for it. That's the best part about this system.
Indeed.
The second one?
Yeah. She has 3 total so far.
I feel like that's
okay. Because you're
getting... The only other one I can think of, she already got XP for. So
yeah.
Did you struggle with issues from your virtues or trauma during this session? You get 2 for that one. You not only did you gain another trauma, you're paranoid as hell, girl.
I sure am.
Not only did you get a new trauma, so you have 5 total.
I saw things were going sideways, and I said, "Burn down the house and drive the car in the lake."
Yep, you struggled with your paranoia in your lake, and you became restless. So that was absolutely nuts. Congratulations. Wonderful. Tony, so you got 5 total to distribute. Did you tackle a challenge with head-on righteous violence or fury? You sold a toupee.
I did. I did.
Yeah, you took a toupee. Is there anything else that you think that could qualify for any of those?
Righteous violence.
You weren't that violent this session, to be honest.
I don't. I had to be very unviolent.
I would try to argue in your favor, but it was very uncharacteristically non-violent, Tony.
It's actually been very characteristic of him lately.
Yeah.
Fair.
Can I argue he was emotionally violent?
Yeah, what was he emotionally violent about?
When I mentioned that Penelope had her memory back and she's mad,
it was
like,
fury.
she should be.
No, that is true.
That's true. Yeah,
that's true.
That's it. That is a righteous fury, I believe, is the way that comes.
Very good.
So that is 2 for you on that one.
Oh no.
You okay?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
My fidgety thing broke apart.
Oh, that's.
And I don't know where the piece went.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? You got really excited about your almost boyfriend being there shirtless.
Yeah.
So that's 1. Any other ones can you feel that you can earn 1 for that? Or background, gay.
The shit. No, I can't remember if I had said it. I think I said it when we were out of character. So now,
What was it?
Oh, I think it was during the break I had been talking about. Oh no, I did do the broadcasting to my sister and Penelope and Heather because they are people who matter to me.
You got two.
Or so than giving a shit
Yeah.
about the rest of the
You did,
things.
and very specifically to your sister, which is not going to have any consequences
Yep.
whatsoever next session.
Definitely not. No.
Kind of thing. Cool. Yeah, no, you get 2 for that one. And did you struggle with issues of your virtues or traumas during this session? Anything on your haunted?
Not this
trauma?
time.
Yeah.
Beyond running because a school shooting is happening. Does that mean my friends are now being attacked?
I don't think
But
I don't think you
that's not
struggled
haunted.
with it.
No,
I think
no,
you
no.
acted
That
very
was
appropriately.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's close.
Yeah, I think you added that wasn't a struggle. That was acting very appropriately. All right, so you got 4. All right, Javi, my dude.
Hey.
Having emotions today.
Mm-hmm.
Did you tackle a challenge that keeps the group united and active against your foes? Giving the journal to Penelope is a big one.
Mm-hmm. I was trying with Effie, but I'm not sure if that will really count because I think that was more in the end ended up being more expressing my beliefs.
Gotcha.
Where it's just like you, not you specifically, but aliens and everyone else does not have the right to judge us on where we are as a people yet.
Yeah. Social commentary for the present, by the way. Sorry. Yep. That I think that does definitely go into your beliefs. So you get 1 for the first one, 1 so far for that second one. Can you think of another one where you express that would fit into either of those categories?
So expressing the way that I talk to Yerks, like when I stuffed her mouth and called her a colonizer.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to be very consistent with the way I communicate with Yerks and even humans that I consider enemies. If you're on the opposite side, it's black.
You were
And that's it.
also you also talked about how you cared about everyone, and this is the first time you've actually cared about people.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think
Yep.
in your like probably your beliefs in that area, talking about because your virtue is ambition. So you were talking about how you've always been jaded, and this is the first time you felt strong and good and stuff, and this is like you being ambitious to like do something good. And I think I don't know if it counts for this one. It's probably the next one, but that's like something that is really I felt really came out with Javier.
Also, you did struggle with your reckless trauma as well.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
you struggled with your trauma big time. And yeah. What's up?
Sorry. The one more for the keeping us united and stuff is he specifically had me sit with Effie too to try and help talk her through stuff.
Yeah.
Javi, really sweet moment.
Javi, I think you have 6 this time.
I think so too.
Like, I think y'all role played the hell out of today. So
we had people crying real tears. We did.
Yeah, cried some real fucking tears. I was good shit.
Anna's gonna be like, "What the hell happened?"
She's gonna watch it as soon as she gets back to proper internet. Will Riley be happy that y'all burned this lady's house down and faked her death? Probably not. But you know that is something for next week's Javi and and Effie to deal with. And I specifically put the 2 of you because that was
that was all us.
Yeah, I explained.
Always all us. If there's a problem, you can look around and there will be Javi and Effie, ass and asshole, fucking up.
Yeah. You know, Effie and Javi have really become like real siblings over this time period.
Yep.
Well, and sort of with that, thank you everybody for coming and showing up. That was an incredible session, probably one of the best ones of the season. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, I had some emotions. I was trying very hard not to cry. because I spend a lot of time on my eye makeup. I don't want to redo it. Like,
Oh yeah.
sort of thing. As far as what's happening on the channel, this would normally be the time where I'd be like, tune in tomorrow for Dragon Age premiere. But I did get a message from Homelu. There's some real life stuff kind of going on, so we are delaying our premiere for our final season of In Darkest Unbroken next Saturday at 1 o'clock. And then for the rest of the week, there's nothing until we're back here, but also to keep an eye out, because in 2 weeks from now, and 2 Thursdays from now, so not the following Thursday, but the next, I will be GMing over on Girls Run These Worlds, a Girl by Moonlight, actual play for 10 episodes. We did our session 0 yesterday, and it went phenomenal. So if you like magical girl serial killers, and people are like,
yeah.
is someone serial killing magical girls, or is the magical girl a serial killer? And the answer is yes to that. So then be sure to keep an eye out for when that premieres in 2 weeks. But other than that, I will see y'all back here next week with some Morphs in the Swamp, because there's for some stuff. Everybody else in the opposite direction, where can we find you on the internet? What are you doing the next week? All that good stuff. Arnica.
Hi everyone, it's me, Arnica. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Hive, Blue Sky, and LiveJournal at ArnicaXR. As far as where you can find me, just here. I'm taking it slow. I'm chilling, babes. But
Good.
if you watch the chat for Fantasy by Moonlight, a Girl by Moonlight show on Girls Run These Worlds, you may notice that the producer seems cheeky and familiar.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
That's me. Let's go ahead and. What you doing, Nilsine?
I am also taking it easy. I was really sad I couldn't apply for that one actually, because it's just not at the right time. But I am here because here is an awesome place to be. Although I hope to watch that same show because it sounds really cool, and it has people in it who I think are really cool.
Oh, there's a bunch of cool people in it.
I'm Katie. You can find me everywhere on the internet at KatieFace. I'm a professional GM. Right now I'm I'm advertising for a D&D 5e3 session adventure where you play level 20 gods from D&D lore, fighting for your right to be believed in, otherwise you're going to disappear. So if you're interested in buying a seat for that, check out my Twitter. I would love to have you. We've got a couple players. I'd like to have a couple more so I can actually run the game. Otherwise, you can find me on Sundays over on twitch.tv/otherdoc playing Alas for the Awful Void, which is an Alas for the Awful Sea hack, but in space. I play a cheeky assassin, and talking about being a chaos gremlin. Last week, I crashed my ship into a religious temple just cause. It was just something to
Nice.
do. Um, but yeah, anyway, I'm really happy to be back. I'll be here for 2 more sessions. Me and Val have some sneaky plans made, so get ready. You saw the beginning of something tonight,
Something.
so it's gonna be
Mhm.
fun. And I'm gonna throw it over to my wonderful scene partner, Ollie.
Hello, hello, hello. You can find me on Twitter as at wow, I'm bad at social media
It's been
every
a
time.
long night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm you can find me on Twitter at Cryptid Delta, and everywhere else you can just look up Lycus Stratus, and that's me. Uh, so yeah. Tomorrow I actually have 2 streams going on if you guys want to watch. One on Imagination Arcade for FriendCon. We're doing a little live stream charity thing for Palestine. So please come donate, do stuff. I'm gonna talk about being a Latin creator in the tabletop RPG world. And then after that, I'm gonna be playing a one-on-one session with me and my DM from a different game. Uh, where I make improvise a character on the fly. That's the name of the show that we're doing, on the fly. And then he has to create a narrative for me where I get to make up anything, and it becomes canon in the world that we're actually playing the major campaign in, which is hilarious for me. We're gonna do some
Oh
shit.
no.
So, funny thing that I just realized happened is that this entire time I think we were streaming to the Stardew Valley category and not tabletop RPGs, but that's okay. It's you know that's a thing, but
I think you can retroactively change it now.
yeah, I'll change it. The category for the VOD. It's
Mhm.
fine, but it's hilarious. We're gonna go ahead and raid Remy Gunbreaker, who is an old friend slash ex-boyfriend of mine that I'm clearly on good terms with, who is playing some Paper Mario, A Thousand Year Door.
Hell yeah.
Big Nintendo fan. And we're going to give him a raid as we say goodbye. And we'll see y'all next week. Bye. Wave, everyone. It's a good time. Bam. All right.